Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my first podcast. I'm being joined with a special guest, AJ.
What's up?
And today we are doing our first podcast, and we have 6 special topics. Now, this podcast will go on for however long it needs to, but we're going to go on with our first topic, and that is Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy winning the tag titles. AJ, do you have anything to say about this? Like any negative, positives about this match and the winners?
I have a negative and a positive. I have a couple positives. So do you want positive or negatives first?
You can say either one. It does not matter to me as long as you go whatever you're comfortable with first.
So I'm gonna give you my negative. How long did the Viking Raiders hold those titles?
Viking Raiders?
Yeah. How long did they hold those titles?
I think it was about 90 days. It wasn't really that long, from October to January.
Short.
Yeah.
Too short. And Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins, are you going on based on what happened the last time with Braun?
It can be on anything. So this can go from like back to back to back. Like, I just want your opinion on the title win. Do they deserve it? Or should it have been AOP? Should Viking Raiders should have retained? Like,
I like to see Buddy Murphy as a champion. And you're putting Buddy Murphy back on top with Monday Night Messiah, Seth, which I don't like that nickname for him. I like that as a faction.
Yeah, I don't like Monday Night Messiah either.
But I'm going to focus on Buddy Murphy here. Cruiserweight champion. Had awesome matches with Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese, Mustafa Ali.
Don't not forget Roman Reigns. Do not forget Aleister Black.
I was saying some of the guys when he was Cruiserweight champ. Some of these guys now, he had an amazing match with Roman that brought him in to SmackDown Live, which was what it was called. But a negative is, I would like to see him not as a tag team champion, but as that United States champion.
I'm
His first title.
gonna share my opinion. Now, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna go on a lead because first off, WWE, why would you have like the two like kind of like connected people win the tag titles when it should have been the actual tag team in the faction? Like, you hear what I mean? Like, it should have been AOP, but I get why they're doing it. They're getting it so Buddy Murphy can actually win some titles, and they're saying that they did it because they don't want Seth to win the world title again because that's just going to cause chaos, so they put him with the tag team titles, which is honestly better than him being Universal or WWE Champion again, if I'm going to be honest. But, I just think it should have been AOP. We should have had Buddy Murphy face Andrade for that U.S. title and win that, or it could have even been Seth, but, just to see Seth and Buddy that's not actually the tag team in the faction, it just kind of ruins it. Like, it's just like making AOP pointless because they should be the ones with the tag titles around their shoulders, not Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. And that's why I do think that eventually AOP will turn on Seth and Buddy, leading to a tag title match. Because AOP should be the ones holding those titles, not Seth and Murphy. So I see AOP getting mad, and this could lead to a possible Mania match.
I don't say Mania.
I mean, it could be Mania just to like have like a bigger like fight feel to the match.
You still have to have the big build up to this, so when do they turn is my question.
That's true, but I don't feel like, since it's Seth Rollins, I feel like the title reign will be long, so I expect them to hold the tag titles till Mania.
Yeah,
I do expect it.
You didn't hold it long with Braun.
That's true, but that was just because they wanted to hype up the one-on-one match. But you know what I could see is Buddy Murphy turning on Rollins, leading to Rollins versus Murphy at WrestleMania. That could definitely happen.
I don't see that happening in my persona because you don't want. Let's say you do some future booking here, and it is Buddy versus Seth. Who do you have win? Do you want to put Buddy over on Seth and have Seth put Buddy over, or do you want Buddy to lose to Seth? Like, do you want to ruin Buddy's hype and have to build it back up again?
Alright, I'm gonna ask you this, AJ. Who do you think, out of the 4 people that are in the establishment, who do you think would turn, on the faction? Would you see it being Buddy Murphy, Seth Rollins, or AOP?
Can I talk about this real quick?
Oh yeah, take your time. We can go forever.
I'm gonna first off, I'm gonna give you my guys who won't turn, and that's Seth Rollins. My man Seth here, he created this faction, this heel persona character. I'm liking it a little bit. Could be some. I liked his heel reign better in, what was it, 2014 or 2015?
It was 2014.
Okay, I like that better with the with the feud against Ambrose, who is now Moxley. I like that when he won the Money in the Bank contract. But this heel run, he has that heel / he has that face in him still a little bit. If you can kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. But what I think is that what also doesn't make sense is why would Seth Rollins turn on the faction he created? But at the same time, I could see it happening, but I don't think he'd be able to take them all on 1-on-3. So I'd say it'd probably be AOP being the ones to turn on, the faction. Because they got robbed. They should have been the tag team champions, not Seth and Murphy. Do you have any last things to say about this topic before we move on to our next one?
Yeah. Are we going to talk about Raw at all?
Well, our main topic for this is just this feud. So if you have anything to say about the feud between Owens, Joe, Rollins, you can. But this is not a Raw review.
Okay, I was going to say something about Raw, but can I say really quick?
You can say it quick, yeah.
That Ray versus Andrade match is a 5-star match. Board prediction.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't checked out my Royal Rumble predictions, I did do that yesterday. I don't know when this video will go up. Hopefully, probably before Rumble, but I don't know, because I don't know how long this video can be. It could be an hour up to 2 hours. It all depends, because we have 6 topics, but me and AJ like to talk a lot. So,
yeah.
You don't know how long this will last, but I think we're done with this topic, are we?
Yeah, I think so. Just
Alright.
One last thought on it. Buddy Murphy, man. Heck of a character. I love him as a heel.
I think we all do.
He'll always stay heel. His matches with Aleister Black will be by far some of the best matches in Raw. So I just want to give props to Buddy for that.
Alright, well, the next topic is a rumored match for Wrestlemania, as, of course, it's been flying around that the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, will be taking on Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. What are your thoughts on this, AJ?
It won't happen.
It won't happen?
Triple threat match. It's going to be Roman winning the Rumble, possibly. I still want someone else to win it on Raw. But Reigns versus the Fiend, that can be a heck of a match if you put a stipulation to it. The Fiend needs stipulations. That Balor versus Fiend match, his first match, it was pretty good. Just, you threw Balor under the bus, and we all knew that was going to happen. But, personally, Roman's my favorite. He's the reason why I got into WWE. So, I'd love to see Roman take the Universal title off of Bray. But, if we're really talking about this, let's say, building up. Roman wins the Rumble. Fiend pops out of nowhere. Huge pop. In Houston. He's right there. He's gonna Sister Abigail, Mandible Claw, who knows? It's the Fiend. Just have to be in Daniel Bryan. You see Daniel Bryan come running knee. That sets up the triple threat at Mania. You have Roman versus Bryan at Fastlane.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They could do what they did in 2015, where Reigns first Daniel Bryan, and the winner would get not Triple H, Brock Lesnar at Mania. So yeah, they could do the same thing, but I'm thinking like it's like a disqualification, to therefore it has to be a triple threat match.
Yeah.
Because I don't see, like, because if Reigns wins the Rumble, I don't see him losing, because then we'd see Bryan and Fiend 1-on-1 again, and we do not want that. Like, after this match at Rumble, we kind of don't want it anymore.
But they put a heck of a story on that.
Yeah, that is true. You know, with the whole like Daniel Bryan short hair, like 2012 throwback. But like,
oh, can I throw the rumor out there?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
What DB said. He said there was 2 barbers underneath the ring, and the creative guy kept on saying more and more hair. They messed it up, so they went out 45 minutes to change his hair, trying to get it back. They just completely just shaved it, then said, "You're going back to the American Dragon character."
So, I can either see 2 possibilities, either the Fiend versus Roman 1-on-1, or the Fiend versus Bryan versus Reigns. Because either way, the Fiend is going to retain, because I have a feeling he's going to hold the title for a long time. But I'm not saying too long, but I think he'll last as long as Pete Dunne's reign, if I'm being honest. Because it's the Fiend.
No.
It's the Fiend, and there's no way they're going to have him lose clean. Unless it's a triple threat and, like, Reigns pins Bryan or something. That doesn't count because the Fiend technically didn't get pinned. But I do not see anyone beating the Fiend 1-on-1 fair and square. So if that's the case, if someone's going to beat him 1-on-1, it's going to take a long time. So I kind of feel like he's going to have, like, a 600-day reign, if I'm being honest.
I'd rather have Reigns as my champion. Did you know he's established? He needs that championship. I don't like to see him in these King Corbin feuds. What's next? He's gonna go into a feud with Dolph Ziggler, probably.
Yeah, he could possibly go in a feud with Dolph Rude for the next 2 months.
I know. They're already building the Rude feud, so.
Yeah, they are. Anything else to say on this topic before we move on?
I don't want Fiend champion.
Ooh, okay. We're going to move on to our next topic because this one's actually exciting. So, on NXT Live, not NXT Live, but just on a normal episode of NXT on January 22nd, Keith Lee won the NXT North American Championship. I'm pretty sure we all are happy because Keith Lee deserves everything in the world. Yeah. Any title he could have won, even if it's a tag title, he deserves it because this man puts a lot of creativity into matches. You see what he did at Survivor Series. You saw what he did at War Games. You saw what he did. Like, come on. AJ, what are your thoughts on Keith Lee winning the North American title?
First, when you said what he's doing about Survivor Series and stuff.
Go ahead.
Has anybody seen the one where he freaking just basically chucked Adam Cole into the stands?
That was crazy. That NXT episode was lit. But what are your thoughts on him winning the NXT North American title?
First, sorry for talking over you in the beginning when you're introducing that, but bask in his glory. Keith Lee is the North American champion. We've been waiting for this for a good 4 to 5 months, man. Ever since War Games. He had a heck of a performance with Ciampa, Dominic, Dijakovic, KO, the return of KO at the War Games. Everything. The Undisputed Era. You beat Roddy clean with the Undisputed Era at ringside.
Well, the Undisputed Era were knocked out, but yeah, technically, like, Adam Cole's barely getting up, but, like, they all were knocked out. But yeah, it's just crazy that he won because, like you said, like, ever since War Games, we kind of figured it was going to be Keith Lee that was taking the title off Roderick Strong, if we're being honest.
I mean, you could have had, there's, like, a few other options. You could have had, like, Dijakovic or Riddle or someone like that. Oh, yeah, and,
I'm pretty sure there hasn't been announced what the Dusty winners get besides the trophy, because last year they would get an NXT tag title match, so I don't know if they're doing that or if they're just winning the cup. They haven't stated anything, but while we're talking about NXT, why don't we just make a Dusty Rhodes predictions? AJ, you can go first. So the finals is Grizzled Young Veterans versus the Broserweights. Who do you got?
Who do you think I'm gonna go with Bro. I'm a big Matt Riddle fan, big Pete Dunne fan. They're both really young. They both have a lot of talent. They're gonna have a heck of a match with the young veterans. This is probably gonna be like a 25-minute, 30-minute match. Depends. They have a lot of talent, each of them. But I'm just gonna be mad when I see this because I think they're gonna put the Bruiserweights on top, or I could be wrong. They put the veterans on top. I don't know. It's WWE booking. We never know. Unless it's spoiled. But what you gotta see is, when's the last time we had a team that actually paired out? Like, they won it and stayed teammates. Don't count Alex the Black and Ricochet.
We've actually never had it. Like, Black and Ricochet were the first. Like, if Dunn and Roderick won, they would have been the first. But of course, Roderick Strong did turn on Pete Dunne.
This is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. If I'm being honest, I think we're going to have a switcheroo. Pete Dunne's going to turn on Matt Riddle, and I feel like the grizzled young veterans are going to win in a shocking matter because it's Pete Dunne. He doesn't like anyone. He doesn't like anyone.
Here's fantasy booking, but this probably will never happen. British strong style. Dunne beat 7 as heels. I hope that happens. But that won't happen.
Yeah, you never know. But I do have a feeling that maybe, just because maybe Mustache Mountain and DIY are facing, just because, well, it actually won't happen because NXT next week is after Worlds Collide. But if it was this week, I would have said that possibly Mustache Mountain and DIY are going at it, and Pete Dunne gets distracted because, you know, his partners are basically, Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. Boom, turns around. There's that, like, whatever you call it, Powerbomb Codebreaker, and grizzled young veterans take the win. But obviously that won't happen because after Worlds Collide, I doubt DIY and Mustache Mountain will still be feuding.
Yeah, I think that's just a one-time match, and it's a dream match for sure.
I'm hoping they don't screw it up, but come on, it's Triple H. He's not going to screw anything up.
No. I think that's... Did you have anything to say about Lee still, or...
I do have one more thing. I'm just going to say that I hope his reign lasts long. It does not last like a month or two because this man has deserved it since walking in that yellow, like, branded ropes. Because I'm just going to be honest, Keith Lee deserves any title. I don't care what it is. And I'm hoping if he does go to the main roster or they do call him up because of, like, his talent, that Vince actually uses him and makes him the top, because I could see Keith Lee as Universal or WWE Champion, but that's up to them, because this man is really talented for, you know, the size of him, like he's pretty talented. So I'm just going to say they better not mess it up if he does get called up or anything, and I hope they don't mess up this title reign.
Let's do another part of this. I'm going to say my future feud I want to see him in. You might have the same idea. Dominic Dijakovic. Like a friendly rivalry. They both going at it for a title. They shake hands after each match. I want to see more of those matches.
Yeah, who doesn't? Those classics are insane, and I definitely see. Yeah, I definitely see them feuding for the North American title, but I do see Keith Lee walking out still champion, even if they do have that feud, just because he just won the title. I'm hoping Lee can hold on to it past WrestleMania weekend. That's kind of a big jump, but, you know, like, I just don't want Keith Lee to lose it at Portland, like, in literally just 2 weeks, because that would be, like, everyone would be so disappointed in Triple H for that decision.
Yeah, but... where has Dijakovic been the last few weeks?
I think he's out with an injury, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure, but I think he was on NXT TV a week or two ago. But I just don't think they have time to use him because Triple H hasn't probably came up with any ideas yet for his future plans.
Do you still see Keith and Roddy rivalry till Portland? Does Roddy get his rematch?
I hope not, because I'm tired of that match. Like, not saying
I think he might get his rematch, but Keith still beats him.
Yeah, alright. I don't think we have anything else to say about Lee winning the title, but congratulations. Our next topic is the failure so far of AEW, because I'm going to be honest, I love AEW, but there's just times where I don't tune in because of how boring it is. Because their women's division absolutely sucks. They only have 10 people on the women's roster. Not only that, they all suck. Like, that's not like trying to be mean.
I like Riho.
Riho is like Riho and Britt Baker are the only two female wrestlers I can see being like the best in AEW. The rest,
Nyla Rose.
no, absolute garbage. But the literally women's roster is garbage. Kenny Omega is in charge of the women's roster, and do you see?
He is?
Yeah, he is, and it's complete garbage. And not only that, it's literally just a pay-per-view every single week. Like, that's boring. Like, it's like the same matches every week, pretty much. It's pretty much just like a pay-per-view. Like, oh, first time ever, Pac versus Jon Moxley. So the two WWE guys going at it for viewerships. Like, come on.
But what I'm gonna say about this is, I gotta love my boy Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
I watch his YouTube videos.
Yeah, he's good. I couldn't really find a better picture, but I love the inner circle gimmick, but I just don't see AEW like beating WWE, because not only that, like AEW is just seemed as an independent promotion. It's not like big at all. It may have a lot of former WWE superstars, but it's hardly known as. The amount of people that I see comments being like, what the heck is this? Because literally no one knows, because of how poorly the booking is and how poorly they get advertisements, because they literally use WWE wrestlers in their advertisements to get viewerships, and that's just pathetic. Like, they just try and steal WWE stars on purpose so they can get viewerships, and it ain't working. The only person it's working with is Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley. Do we give a crap about Shawn Spears? No. Like,
do you give a crap about Jake Hager?
Nope. Like we don't care. Like, bring them all on. Bring like, who cares? Like, it's not gonna change anything. Like, we're only watching AEW for Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, and Jon Moxley. The rest of the division we don't give a shit about. Like, Pac, no, I don't even care about that either. Like, Adam Page, a little bit, but like,
Cody.
No, like, it's all garbage. It's all just like,
what I'm gonna disagree with you about is, I love this freaking Cody versus MJF feud. The reason why I love Cody is I jam to his theme song. He has one of the best theme songs.
His theme song's good, but just like the fact that AEW just can't seem to impress a lot of people is just sad. Like
you bring Dustin Rhodes. It's that dream match, and I get it.
I mean, how old is he and he's still wrestling, and he's already about to retire soon? Like, they shouldn't be having, like, that old, not calling him old, but, like, he shouldn't be wrestling, because, like, if he somehow, like, gets really injured in that, like, he can sue Cody. Like, he can sue him.
But that Cody Dustin match, you gotta give it to him. They put on a heck of a show.
I don't know. I don't see.
Double or nothing.
I don't see anything. Like, All Out was boring. Full Gear was somewhat impressive. Fyter Fest was complete garbage. Like, they just, like, they don't.
I'm also watching for Darby Allin. I like Darby.
It's, like, only, like, about 5 or 6 wrestlers, not even 10, that we watch AEW for. And the rest are completely, we don't even know. Like,
give us Matt Hardy and Luke Harper.
Even that wouldn't fix anything, like, because it's literally just the same people on WWE television, just on a different promotion. Like, we're not going to care. Like, they try and think that putting them on TV is going to fix anything. No, it's not. Like,
but if you go get, like, a Lance Archer from New Japan, I mean, if you go work with
literally, all that AEW reminds me of is the New Japan Pro Wrestling 2.0. Like, it's literally just nothing different. Like, they literally copied WWE, like, in pretty much everything. Like, if
they bring Kazuchika Okada and Naito over.
Bash at the Beach, example, copying WWE. They stole their pay-per-view name.
I did not like the part with the Cody MJF and Young Bucks part, because Cody can't touch MJF, but they let the Young Bucks super kick him. I mean, I get it. Who's in charge of the tag team business?
I don't know, but I don't want to talk about this more, because the more I talk about it, the more I'm going to go on an angry streak, because literally, if AEW is trying to impress me, they got to try harder, because honestly, I literally I could hardly tune into Full Gear because of how boring the card was. There was only 2 matches I cared about, and that was the Young Bucks versus Ortiz and Santana, and Jericho and Cody. Maybe a little bit of Kenny and John Moxley, but the rest was just complete, we don't care.
There's 3 tag teams that are good.
That's actually facts, because they hardly even have a good tag team division.
There's supposed to be this big tag team company. Bring in something like the Revival and make them known. We'll talk. But you have the Young Bucks, Santana and Ortiz, SCU. And you put Omega and Page as your tag team champions.
Exactly.
Smoking AEW.
Definitely, they're smoking a lot, because they definitely were on that cruise ship smoking a bunch of crap, because they put Kenny Omega and Adam Page as their tag team champions. What is this? Shawn Michaels and Diesel? Like, what is this? Like, you're literally putting 2 people that aren't like an official team, and people saying, oh, well, they're in the Elite, they're an official team. They just started teaming like 2 weeks ago. They're not an official team.
Page is in the Elite, I don't think.
Literally, like, they're saying, oh, they're in the Elite, they're an official team, but they just started teaming a week or 2 ago. Like, that doesn't make them an official team. If they're an official team, they would have been competing as a team for the past, since AEW was, like, made. Like, the problem is we need Ortiz and Santana as tag team champions.
LAX. I wish they could bring the LAX name. I wish they could have.
Even they could have done the Young Bucks as tag team champions, but no. Out of every single person or team or whatever in the Elite, they have to pick the most random team of Adam Page and Kenny Omega, and I don't see it lasting long, because I'm pretty sure, and I really hope that they take the titles off of them.
Make Sammy and Hager tag team champions. I don't care, because they're in the actual, like, they're in the inner circle. They're basically a team, kind of.
And dude, not only that, I literally want Ortiz and Santana as champion. Anything with this whole inner circle, any 2 of them, I don't care. As tag team champions, I'd like that. It could be Jericho and Hager, Jericho and Guevara. Like, come on, like, any of them would be good. But the problem is
the Jericho promo, the one where it's like, you don't have to put up a bad creative anymore.
The problem is AEW's having bad creative right now for being drunk on putting Kenny Omega and Adam Page as tag team champions. Now that's bad for the creative.
SCU, they beat Jericho and Guevara in the defense. They defended this title like 3 times. You haven't hold it for maybe 2 months. Was it?
Let me do calculations. They've held the titles for about 82 days.
Dang, that's not even really a reign.
They should have kept SCU as champions at least till Revolution, because now we're going to continue to get no title changes in AEW. That tag team title win was the first AEW title change since they've been starting Dynamite in October. The fact that they don't have title changes makes it boring, because it's the same champions every week. It's the same people walking around with their belts. Like, we want new faces. Kenny Omega and Adam Page is not a new faces. When SCU won the titles, that's what made them rise, because they're new faces.
Yeah.
I don't care who beats Omega and Page. I just want new tag team champions. Like I said, it could be anyone in the inner circle. Anyone else in the Elite. SCU could win them back. I don't care. Even Luchasaurus and whoever walks around with that dingling could win the titles. But, I don't care. Just as long as it's not Kenny Omega and Adam Page, because they're not an official team. It's literally just like the Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy one. They're not an official team. So,
let's get off of this topic.
Yeah, I want to get off this topic, because we're just going to talk about it all day. We can focus more on this topic on another episode of just AEW. But we're going to go to our last topic, and that is the Royal Rumble 30-man predictions. Now, everyone on the screen is not finalized. This picture was updated on Monday at the end of Raw, so there is no updated pictures of anyone else. So, yeah, there's still, I believe, 6 or 5 spots in the men's left, which is completely bad, because tonight on SmackDown, if we get all slots filled, then there's going to be no surprises at Rumble. Like, this Rumble could be the worst Rumble in history because everyone's announced. It's not a surprise anymore. So I'm hoping they leave at least 1 or 2 or even 3 spots open that could be surprises. And I swear to God, if it's Titus O'Neil or R-Truth, I'm done.
Well, R-Truth already said he's not in it, so.
Alright, who do you think's going to win the 30-man Rumble? Give us 4 answers.
4 answers to who will win the Royal Rumble. So, I'll give you my final 4. Brock's gonna be gone. So, we're gonna see someone who...
And not to mention, he's not on the graphic, but Cain Velasquez actually entered, and he said on an interview he's gonna be in it. So, he's in, but he's not on the graphic.
Okay. So, I'm gonna have Cain Velasquez eliminate Brock. I know there's gonna be a lot of hate. But this is just setting up a no disqualification match, I can see. Or, stupidly, a UFC match. I just see that happening.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second because there's multiple rumors going around that Cain Velasquez is going to eliminate Brock Lesnar, leading to a rematch at Mania where Cain Velasquez is actually going to win the WWE title. So, that's actually crazy. When I saw that spoiler and rumor, I'm like, what in the...
No.
I mean, anyone but Brock.
You don't have Cain win it. You don't have Cain win the title. Well, Cain Velasquez, not Cain. But Cain Velasquez, you don't have him winning the title. But my final 4 I'll give you: Aleister Black, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Ricochet.
Nice. That's quality picks right there. See, you're going with the unbiased pick. Like, you're pretty much picking everyone who would probably not win the Rumble, which is good because you're basically saying that all the top guys will be gone, and it gives an opportunity for the rookies to win.
Final 3.
Ooh, okay, final 2 now.
Final 3. I'm gonna see Ricochet getting eliminated, sadly. Then Kevin Owens gets eliminated. Okay, I'm gonna play this out. Final 2. Aleister and Roman. Black Mass. Roman's halfway over. There's something like lights go out. And Roman throws Aleister over the top rope. Ding, ding, ding. Roman wins the Rumble.
Alright, I'm going to do my final 4 and final 2. I like the idea of that. My final 4 are going to be, let's see, Aleister Black for sure, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns. So, here's how I'm going to play it out. Buddy Murphy is going to come out while Aleister's chilling on the apron. He's just going to push him off. Aleister's eliminated to keep that rivalry going. And then I see Drew McIntyre eliminating Randy Orton, leading to the final 2 being Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. And I actually am seeing Roman Reigns spearing McIntyre, and he's going to go for it again, get caught with a Claymore. McIntyre wins the Rumble and throws him out.
That's good.
And McIntyre will be challenging Brock for the title.
Yeah. That's good.
So my pick is basically Drew McIntyre to win the Rumble, and AJ's is Roman Reigns. Now this podcast actually went a little shorter than noticed, so we'll make sure to have more topics on the next one, but we're gonna end it off.
Collide.
Huh?
Let's do the big 2 matches, or 3 matches from Worlds Collide, or 4, however many that are big.
Yeah, we can do that next episode. I actually don't have the Worlds Collide thing on here because I replaced it with this Rumble thing. So, we could do that on another podcast. So if you guys want to see another one of these, let's drop 10 likes. That sounds like a good deal. And this will be available on YouTube and Spotify to listen to. and I hope you guys did enjoy this podcast. We'll definitely do more of these. This one was just because we just wanted to address this week in WWE and our opinions on it. AJ, thank you for your time, and
Thanks, Aiden. Anytime. I hope I can be a regular.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys in the next one. We're going to end it off just now. We hope you all enjoyed the podcast. We did try, these images were kind of hard to get in here, but we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for joining us on this fine Thursday. I don't know when this video will be uploaded. Have a good day.